tour. I can't watch this game in the U.S.
Oh, okay. I don't follow hockey, a well-known fact, but I have been every night before I go to bed. I just quickly update the score or the game, the number of games won type thing. So I saw the Leafs were tied for at 2. So
Yes,
so
sports
I
ball.
was just curious. And the Leafs made it farther than the Canadians, and since David's not here, I can just bug him about that.
This is true.
YouTube. We're now live on the YouTube channel.
Wow.
So yeah, hello everybody. Hello Matt, welcome.
Greetings.
What's your hat today?
This one is by a guy from I want to say Slovenia. He's a designer, but it's like an ancient giant whose helmet was discarded and now it's like trees are growing on it, and it's called Fallen Titan, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it sticks out too, which is kind of cool too.
They build up the stitching so that it's actually like a 3-dimensional kind of thing when you look at it. So
cool.
Which is tomorrow. I'm going to record a chat about hats.
There you go.
It won't be streamed until Sunday, but I am literally like super excited about this. So,
Matt's dream is coming true. Forget Lego.
Doing Lego chats since 2020, and I don't want to sound like that's old hat, but it's something I've been doing for 5 years, so it's not as new, it's not as surprising, and just in the last couple of years, I've gotten more into the hat culture. I've always bought hats, I've always worn hats, so that's not new, but like there's this whole other community of people who are really interested in something. And so one of the shows that I watch, the host was all alone. It's called Sundays because it comes out on Sunday, but we're actually going to record tomorrow. And
is he normally alone, or
no? He almost always has a designer as a guest, and he's by himself. And I just sent him a message and I said, if you're ever need a guest, I'd love to come on and just chat about hats. And so he's like, are you available this week? And I'm like, yes, I am. And so I'm going to be on the show. So even though I don't make hats, I'm just a consumer. I'm going to be on Sunday. So I'm super excited about it.
Do you have pictures of your hat rack?
Well, I am thinking that I may set it up so that my hat rack is my backdrop for the.
That's probably a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, because you don't want to bring them. I think your hat rack is in your bathroom right now, so it's probably not a place where you want to bring people necessarily.
I've got the big one's actually in the bedroom, but it's kind of tucked in a corner, and then there's like an annex that's in the master bath. So I think I might pull it out of the corner and set it up so that, like, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. We'll figure it out. There'll be some kind of backdrop.
You need like a hat room to go with your Lego room.
Well, we do have a walk-in closet, which I have to confess, like my end of the walk-in closet is all these like dress clothes, and I don't even wear dress clothes to teach anymore. I mostly wear collared shirts.
Yeah.
I could clear out a bunch of the dress clothes and put more hats there, but But anyway, so. But I am Legoing, and I finished the big tower on Monday.
Cool.
And then I went for the May the 4th weekend, and I got all 3 of the helmets, but I am working on this guy, this little chopper. So I finished one leg last night, and so I'll be building leg number 2 during tonight's show. So that's
awesome.
That's what Lego I'm building at the moment.
Cool. I am just finding the. Sorry.
You want me to talk for a minute?
No. I was just finding my progress. So I actually have it right here, so I don't need to show the picture. But I ended up finishing building a crossing track for the layout.
Cool.
I am basically out of parts now. Like, not out of parts, but I'm creating my list for parts to buy.
You're waiting on parts at this point.
Yeah. So I mean, I found the cross track in my collection of Duplo, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool because my vehicle will fit across that crossing. So I was working on that on the weekend. And this was weird, or this was interesting because the crossing piece is the only piece of Duplo I've seen that actually has Lego connections on the bottom. which I thought was kind of weird. And
Hmm.
just to prove that, like 2x brick, and they're like one stud apart, which you can't normally do in Duplo.
Yep.
So I thought that was interesting.
So one question though,
Yeah,
will you have animals in this scene?
I don't like
Like
Animal Crossing?
Animal Crossing?
I don't know.
Okay.
Considering it's a space layout, I'm not sure, but
I feel like where the crossing is, there needs to be at least one Animal Crossing.
the problem is the crossing's going to be right up at the front by kids. So,
Ah,
and you don't want kids to reach through to grab the animal as
that's
the
right.
train goes through.
Because
So,
kids are horrible.
Yeah. So, and I was home this weekend due to the fact that I was getting rid of my old friend of 4 years. My old.
I've ridden in that, ladies and gentlemen. So even though it lives in Canada, I've ridden in it at least a couple
You
times.
have, yeah. And I discovered some plants. Matt, you know flowers and
I'm
plants.
terrible with names, but I do like flowers. Yeah.
This to me looks like tulips, but there's no bulbs.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, they kind of look like daffodils, but
Oh, maybe it's daffodils. But I have one daffodil at the front of my house I thought had already come up, and this is kind of this is a place that was probably covered by snow until like longer than the rest.
Let me ask this question: when did the daffodils come up in your neighborhood?
Well, I don't know, because I like I said, I think I have one in my front yard that's come up, but
has it blossomed?
Yes, I think so.
I think because tulips usually come right after daffodils in terms of the sequence.
Oh, well, my tulips are already out. In Ontario, tulips are definitely out.
Okay, so then that's probably not a tulip then.
Well, yeah, and that's why I'm trying to figure out what this is, because like I didn't see them blooming at all. I don't see any longer stems on them.
Yeah.
And I have
there's an app that you can scan the leaves of things.
Definitely Iris.
You can also scan leaves of anything. So there's an app you can get for your a phone, and it'll identify it. So
yeah. So Jeff's also said you can get hats to match your dress clothes. And Jason is also watching. Hey, Jason, 1+ for irises. Does it? Okay, Jeff or Jason, do you know when irises are actually, or Matt, when do irises actually bloom?
Mine haven't bloomed yet. So
okay, so they're a later flower.
They're growing up. Mine are growing up right now, but they're not. Okay. They're not blooming yet.
Okay, cool.
So you probably got like 6 to 8 weeks to be my guess.
Yeah. So out with the old, in with the new. I can't really cover up license plates, but anyway. So I upgraded to my thumping new car. Thumping because of Matt's jokes in our group chat about how much
It comes with 14 speakers, according
to you. It does, and a subwoofer. Well, that's one of the 14. But anyway, so yeah, I did an upgrade. It's a better model. And I like it Stormtrooper-ish.
You could be that dad that goes and picks up your son and has like the bass pumping, and he'd be like, "Dad, can you turn the bass down?"
Well, my kid was. We went to. Well, actually, it's probably one of the next pictures. Oh, they had a Bronco in the dealership. Yeah. My dealership's parking lot holds 3, or they're inside the building. It holds 3 cars. So they've got like an old '60s Mustang sitting in there that's not for sale. They have a Bronco, and then normally they have one other car, but they had moved them out. I think they had one of the high-end Mustangs in here previously, like the newer ones, but it was at a show this for the weekend, so they just put this car in temporarily. And I thought this was funny. This is in the parking lot. It's an F-150 and a Maverick, just so you can see the differences in the vehicle size. And I'm like, wow, I've never actually kind of put them side by side.
Wow,
it's like mama and baby.
That's it. So you're a car guy. So have you seen the ads for the Scout that they're bringing back?
I have been following Scout on Instagram, and I love their look of their SUV.
Yeah, my husband's like, ooh, I would like one of
those. Scout is the first one that's like, I mean, I don't think they're coming out till 2027, but they have the idea of Scout's an old company. Harvester used to own them. They're now owned by Volkswagen, and they're their own brand. So Scouts were SUVs that were out like Bronco style SUVs back in the 70s, 60s, 70s, I believe it was. But they used to have a model called the Harvester, and they now are coming out with a new Scout SUV and pickup truck, and they have a Harvester add-on that basically gives you a little 4-cylinder engine that's in the back of the car. So it's an electric vehicle, but they're going to have a battery or an engine to run at a constant speed to charge your battery as you're driving. So it's like a range extender. So you get
So
like
you'll-
300 miles or whatever on the vehicle, and
Okay.
then you have like 20 gallons or like 10, 15, 20 gallons of gas or whatever that can generate more energy while you're driving.
But
So
I
you can go
assume
farther.
it'll the engine in the back runs on gas, but there'll be a
Yes.
gas tank, but it won't
Yeah.
be like a 20
It's not a huge gas tank, and because the engine's just running a generator, it runs at a constant speed,
cool.
and it's way more fuel efficient. Like they can basically get it up to the most fuel efficient speed, and it just sits there and does what it needs to do. So
That's pretty interesting.
that's what.
That's very interesting.
Oh, I thought you said freaky. I was going to say, speaking of freaky.
What do you mean freaky?
Oh, geez. Welcome. Hello, David. Some Serbian miniature irises bloom early. See, now I have to switch this back. Hold on, let me switch the layout back because, whoop. Well, that doesn't work. Okay.
Well,
Maybe
I have to say that the one thing I drive a hybrid,
Okay.
and the one thing that would be very hard for me to give up is the huge range. So, like, we go
Yeah.
on these, I'm trying to drive all these counties. We go on these road trips out west, and we can fill up the tank at the start of the day, and I can drive 650 to 700 miles on one tank.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah.
there are some places we drive that don't have any gas stations for a long stretch, and it's really nice having that amount of range if you're driving out in the prairies or out west. And yeah.
I'm going to take offense to this one.
Good night, Americans.
Americans, North Americans, yes. Americans, no. I mean,
Well-
someone is, but he regrets it to this day. So,
We're all in North America.
I
but
know, but I don't want to be considered American.
you're not a citizen, and
Well, I know.
I'm not a
I know.
Canadian
Anyway,
citizen.
hello, Axel. Welcome. And I don't take offense. I'm just being sarcastic in that I don't want to be called an American. David Sincere obviously does because he's just quiet about it and he's having audio issues.
Yeah, I'm having my headphones
Headphones?
won't work. So
Okay, we can hear you.
Well, your
though.
speaker's working.
yeah, I
Yeah.
know my speaker's working.
That's a microphone, though, not a speaker.
I know he can't hear anything we're
See,
saying.
Yeah.
He's just guessing.
No, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you through the TV. So
Cool.
Canada is in North America, but I would say it's better to say hello, North Americans. Because America is often referred to as the United States of America. So,
How come nobody
Uh,
calls it the United States of Canada? Because Canada is a federal system. I just want to point.
but we don't have states, we have provinces and territories. So-
United Provinces of Canada.
Or we could just call ourselves Canada and no America.
Not America. Parentheses, Canada.
not America.
Not American. Yeah, that's our new country name, not American. Going back to flowers, Jeff saying that others come a bit later after lilacs and finished. Oh, sorry. Oh, lilies. Talking about lilies, they come a bit later after lilacs and finish into the warmer weather. And what was that one? Each type smells a little different, and you can get two kinds that end up with a neat hybrid over time.
Cool.
Interesting. David is quiet. He must be sick. Well, that's a totally different conversation about how sick David is. Cool shirts.
What is,
Hello, Canadian.
what is his shirt? A W?
It's a Blacktron.
Oh, now I can see it. Yes.
Yes.
And it's available in my store.
You have a store?
Yes, I have a store now.
Well, I should order it from there, except for the fact that they probably ship Canada Post and
What else is in your store?
Just t-shirts right now.
Okay.
So the two t-shirts. Well, this one t-shirt that I designed, and another one with the pew pew, with the classic space logo modified that my friend
Oh, that's
Marc-André
pew pew.
Taron, yep,
Gotcha.
designed. So
Cool. I'll just finish quickly with the car stuff. I got a free gift with purchase, I guess, when I bought my car. So I grabbed a Ford backpack. I figured if I take this one with me to
a Ford
I take this-
backpack.
well, it was either that or like a bunch of baseball caps, but most of them said like F-150 or Bronco or Ranger, and anyone that said Ford just wasn't the style. Like it wasn't like a solid color. It was like a You know, like the older styles that it's like the collar up front and then the mesh in the back.
Oh,
These are
I
called
hate-
trucker.
yeah,
Those are
the
called
truck.
Yeah,
Trucker
not my
hats.
style. And it was like t-shirts, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to Europe. I don't want to bring my heavier backpack. This one's a little smaller. I'll stitch a Canadian flag on the back of this too, maybe over the Ford logo. I don't know, but it's a decent looking backpack. Anyway, what am I taking a picture of there?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm
Your
watching a
screen?
YouTube video. I was at Cadets waiting to pick up my kid, and as I was waiting, I was watching a YouTube commercial for Clarkson's Farm on the car while standing still. And then I took my kid to the movies when we saw the best movie of Marvel for a very long time.
Sinners.
The way Sinners. Yes, we saw Sinners. No, we saw the new Avengers / Thunderbolts, which now makes total sense. Have you guys seen Thunderbolts?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
No, I'm not spoiling anything. It was good.
I didn't know it was an Avenger movie. You just ruined it for me.
It's not.
You haven't seen the poster change?
Yeah, I was spoiled for me previously too. That, I mean, there was an asterisk in the name. Yeah, how are the Montreal Canadiens doing in the NHL playoffs there?
Hey, wait. I can pretend. I can be fake Canadian.
Wait. I can do something too. Hold on. I can do something too. Do not adjust your sets. Of course, now no one can hear us, but anyways, I was just throwing up the flag. Oh, hey, look, I changed our profile again.
All the audience dropped off. They're like, well, I guess the show.
Well, I was showing the Canadian flag, and I do have my Canadian flag around here somewhere. It's just buried. Oh, actually, now I see it. But I wasn't going to grab the big Canadian flag because A, it's too far away, and B, anyway. Oh, nice, Jeff. They give you that backpack for
Well,
what? Now
I have on its way, I have on its way here a new hat that has the red maple leaf on it. I will wear it on a future show.
Sounds good. So yeah, and I've been digitally designing my layout as well. Actually, I never.
Woohoo!
Hold on, let me just find that
And then
file.
my
here.
favorite, the maple leaf emblem on a bottle of maple syrup playing hockey. Like, this is hilarious.
My thingy just dinged because ta-da, we have 5. Let's hey Jason.
Hey everybody,
How are you?
Hey.
Whoa.
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Had a quiet night, so you figured you'd join us, or
Crystal's off camping with the outdoor ed class, so
Cool.
this is my twice a year joining of.
well, we appreciate the joining.
He's freed up.
Yeah,
Cool.
hope
Well,
everybody's doing well.
yeah, not too bad. We haven't really touched base with Sincere or yourself, so why don't we'll go to Dave first because he was here earlier.
Yeah,
Not early, but earlier.
Earlier, yes. No, you're never early, man. Come on. No, I'm just joking.
Hey, the
have
last
you
2
been doing?
episodes I was early.
This is the early. Yeah, okay, fine. I won't argue with you. Just actually, I found that picture I was looking for. I rendered the part of the layout in Eldra or in Studio, just because I could. My computer was sitting around doing nothing, so I figured I'd do a render. But okay, back to you, Mr. Dave. What have you been doing?
Not much. I did get some sets though.
So you said sets, right?
Yes, I said sets.
He didn't say I want your sex. He said I want your sets.
You got some sets.
I got some sets.
And did you open them? You haven't opened them yet?
No, I'm gonna.
It's an
open it
unboxing.
live.
This is all the
It's
rage
an
on YouTube.
unboxing.
Yeah, but this is an unboxing. This is usually unboxing is done by people alone because they
This
have
is how
no
we're
one.
gonna. He's trying to pump up your ratings.
I'm trying
An
to bring up the
unboxing.
quality of this show, man.
Well, Jason joined. That should technically up the quality of our show.
absolutely does. It's going to raise it to a new level.
Ooh, oh yeah, that one was on sale at
Yeah,
Costco.
it was on
Was it?
sale. It was on sale on Amazon. Couldn't
Amazon.
resist getting a second one. So
Yep.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Got a second one, and the other one is here, and it's not a new set. It's
Not a
actually,
new set.
New to you.
well, it's new to me, but it's actually a used set, an old used set, which I got.
I mean, ideally, Dave should be unboxing his Lego collection up onto the wall. Nah, I'm just joking. Although after our chat last week, Dave did send me a YouTube link about, or a video link about people that make fun of you are really just showing their love for you, or people that Anyway,
It's true.
it looks like Lego. Hold on, let's full screen you. Oh, it's a set for Space Police 2. No, Space Police. I mean,
Space Police 1. It's the base of Space Police.
okay, cool. You want it at an
The
eBay
first one.
auction or?
No, I actually there was a guy selling it on Lego Space Classic and Beyond, Lego
Mhm.
Space Classic and
Yeah.
Beyond, and he was actually he first advertised it as saying, "I am not shipping internationally. I'm just shipping to the US."
Oh yeah.
I
yeah,
replied saying, "Hey, this is pretty lame because I was interested in one of the sets," and he said,
Yeah.
and he messaged me directly. He said, "Hey, David, I actually sent a few sets over to Canada once, so
Mhm.
if you don't mind paying the shipping." So
That's cool. You got it.
yes, I'm look. There's gray there. Don't
Oh,
you see
there's
gray?
great. Well, that's okay. Fine. Okay, I can barely see it. Fine. Okay, maybe if we full screen, you can see it clearer. Man,
There's gray. Gray
it's
is starting to
it's
appear. So
it's the 720p quality of our video, but deal with it, people. So cool. So
but
you're
yeah,
gonna
I'm making progress, but not like giant leaps because
Yeah.
I'm mostly sorting on Wednesday nights when I chat with you guys. But
Oh, that's when you do all your sorting. You should be talking to us, making fun of me, and
Don't-
you're doing that too.
I can do both.
Yeah, you're doing that.
He's
I
too.
can walk and chew gum, dude.
Do you want him to sing or do you want him to sort? Come on, let's.
This is true. Sort, Dave. Sort. Always sort.
can sing it in the rain.
Luckily, I can mute him with the touch of the button.
Sing
Somehow, I don't remember how, but I can mute him.
and I
And-
can't unmute myself. That's the worst part.
Oh, really? Bonus.
No, I can't because
Oh, because you don't have the power.
yes, I don't have the
Because
power.
power costs another $30.
Yeah.
So.
And David
yeah.
would rather spend
I-
that $30 on Lego. So.
And
So-
David,
Basically, I just got sets and yeah, that's about it.
That's cool.
I hear you. Yeah. I've been digitally building. I haven't actually built anything really for the past couple of days, but
I'm building
is-
Chopper.
Choppering.
Yeah,
And I have Chopper here. I just haven't gotten a chance to build him. That being said, I haven't even had a chance to build the Castle Town Square set or whatever that Castle Village set is from my birthday. I think I got that one. Anyway,
Clearly, you don't like Castle.
clearly. Well, I don't need space right now. So, speaking of people who might not like castles, because I don't know that I've ever seen Mr. Allman build a castle.
Yeah.
that's
I
a
like
good
castles.
challenge.
Okay. I did see that you motorized the little baby space display the other day.
I did. I have it right here, actually.
Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh, that is so cool.
I didn't get a chance to watch the video,
Oh
but I do see how it can derail. Is that just
It hit my
using
thumb.
is that using the new Technic chain piece with the bar coming out of it?
Yeah. Yeah. The one in the
Cool.
Pac-Man set.
That's awesome.
Pretty cool. It actually runs really well.
We could see that.
Pretty pleased with how it turned out.
That is really cool.
That is
The
awesome.
big question is, does it have airbags for when it falls off the railing?
Yeah. No, I mean, I figure their spacesuits are padded. It's fine.
They're babies. They have diapers and they got enough padding.
It's a low
Yeah.
gravity environment.
There are castles in space, Axel. I have watched enough Voltron. No, Voltron. No, Voltron was one with the castle on the planet in space, right? That the castle becomes a ship.
Is
can
E-Man
catch
in space?
Yeah, I think He-Man it classifies as like science fiction. It's kind of like
If,
I'm not
if
sure
your
space
if your monorail crashed on Mars, wouldn't it just bounce because of the gravity there? Isn't that how it works?
I think.
I mean, it would still crash.
Yeah,
Just not.
it's not as hard.
severe.
But we'll
Hey,
send someone to
if a
Mars.
helicopter can crash on Mars,
Did you read the
Yeah.
title of today's YouTube video or the
Yes.
description?
that's
Are
why.
you getting
that's why
upset that there's no helicopters?
Well, I'm talking about helicopters right now. So
This is true. But I'm just making a point that I do reference helicopters in every chat. Sometimes you have to look for it. So, how you been doing, Jason?
Oh, pretty good actually. Yeah, summer's here, sort of, mostly. So we've been camping already, actually, a few weekends, and
Okay.
doing a lot of climbing outside, which is great.
Awesome.
So yeah, and then I'm trying to get some models done before the summer starts for real, because
Oh, like videos that you can put out while you're
yeah, some shorts and stuff.
yeah.
Where do you go climbing?
Locally, just like an hour west of Ottawa, there's some cliffs that
Okay.
we do, but like in the summer,
It's not a mountain range, but
yeah. I mean, we may have mentioned it when we were talking to you at Bricks in the Six, but July and August we travel out west to visit Crystal's family in Alberta. So a lot of mountains out there. So
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
those are real mountains.
real mountains, yeah. So anyway, again, I was looking at the calendar and I'm like, oh man, it's actually coming up. Like it's only a month and a half before we leave. So
Yeah.
I gotta start putting my nose to the wheel to try and finish some stuff. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, been busy climbing, not much Legoing, but try and do as much as I can.
Cool. So, and are you planning for Bricks in the Six this year again?
We haven't registered yet.
Okay. But thinking about
I don't know. It'll probably be more last minute.
Yeah. And Brickamany in August? Probably not, I'm guessing.
Definitely
But,
can't do anything in the summer.
yeah, okay.
We'll be in Alberta, so that might be a
Yeah.
bit hard to.
Yeah, well, Crystal teaches, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you basically have the 2 months. And yes, Matt.
Basically, we're gone July and August.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and yes, Matt. Our school year is our school holidays are July to August, not June. This is June to July.
So if you're gonna move it, if you move it to Calgary, maybe we'll show up. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
Hey,
Wow.
I've never been to Calgary, so that would be exciting.
I think you're probably the first person in the world that's ever said I haven't been to Calgary. That would be exciting.
Yeah.
Can I see a rodeo when I'm there? I mean, how does that work?
If you time it. I don't know when is the Stampede.
Stampede's early July, actually. It's
Oh, okay.
July long weekend and the week after.
All right. Yeah,
I mean, we try and avoid the Stampede as much as possible because
because
it's
it's a
pretty much a
Stampede.
gong show, as you
Yeah.
can probably imagine.
Is it really?
Just too many people. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we just don't like crowds. So if
Mm-hmm.
you like crowds, I'm sure you'd love it. But
If you're not a misanthrope, it's great. But
and like standing in line for stuff and a lot of cowboy stuff. Like, I mean, you got to really like the cowboy stuff.
So
Jeff Bezos
I-
is- oh, go
my
ahead.
grandfather, my dad's dad, was a huge fan of westerns, and so the only books he read, other than the Bible, as an adult, were like Louis L'Amour western novels.
Right.
And he would watch on his TV these old, 50s, 60s era westerns. Like those are the only movies he liked to watch. Yep. And so my dad says that when my dad was a little boy, that my granddad really wanted to see an authentic rodeo. So they packed the 3 kids and they drove all the way out to Cheyenne, Wyoming. And they were poor, so they camped in a tent. And he said they woke up and there was snow on the ground because it was like
Wow.
one of those freak summer snowstorms
Yeah.
that you get in the high plains. But he's like, we saw the real Wyoming rodeo. He's like, my dad was pleased as punch. Like that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to see the real rodeo. So
Amazing.
yeah,
To answer Jeff's question, I remember Robin Hood, but I remember the name. I don't think I ever really watched it. I was too young. Is it a castle space show for anybody that has actually seen it?
I've watched it.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, my memory is very vague on it, but it's basically like, yeah, merry men in space kind of thing.
Okay,
as far
well,
as I
there we go.
remember.
There we go. Oh, geez. Anyway, so cool. I'm glad everybody's doing well. Jason, I appreciate you popping in and
Yeah.
being here. I'm not trying to get rid of you. I'm just saying I appreciate you. You know, it is kind of. I won't say
He's
it's kind of
making a
sad
point.
that your only time that you could do something, you jump into the chat with us.
Well, I mean, I
we're
could
honored.
do something else like other things. But
So, question about your baby monorail, was that do you use motion regularly, or was that something that you just in particular were
Okay.
looking to work into it?
Before you answer that, Matt was sitting right across from your table
I
with
Was
his
that with
mosaic.
Oh, never mind. I've seen all your stuff then. Sorry.
Where you know, oh,
Jason is
talked
like
to
the-
so many-
Jason
I talked to
is
so
like the
many people,
master
like,
of animation.
yeah.
I
I might like making things move maybe a little
you
bit.
looked really familiar, but I couldn't remember
Yeah.
that you were across.
No, that's fair. I totally understand.
and for those that aren't watching that don't know Jason, JK Brickworks. So if you've ever watched anything Lego, it's probably his. No. Sarcastically, of
No,
course.
I
but,
mean, I went up to Toronto, and other than VW, who I knew, and Simon Liu, who came down to Atlanta, almost everybody I met on that weekend I had never met before. Like
Right.
I'd seen
Yeah,
their
for
stuff on Instagram or in forums, and so to a certain extent, it kind of blends together. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, is that this person or was that this other person I talked to?
Oh, you don't have to apologize. It's totally
No,
fine.
but no, your motion is great, and this was like baby space and baby motion for you.
Yeah. I mean, this was awesome. Actually, I really enjoyed motorizing this thing.
yeah, and I
cool
love how
little
you do
set.
that where you just take whatever new sets out or whatever and try and motion it. Just I pulled up your page.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah,
And
look at
how-
me.
An open page.
You
The
know,
quality of this show is amazing.
Wait, you have your stuff in Denmark, or you've had your stuff at the model, the play,
Yeah, a few years. Quite a while ago.
Lego House. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. Cool.
2019, we installed it, and
Yeah.
What was that
And
experience like?
it stayed there for 3 years because of the
stayed there for 2
pandemic.
years actually because
No, COVID.
COVID. They didn't refresh it in 2020.
Yeah.
Well, what was that experience like? I mean, did you have to do a lot of rebuilding? When you got there?
It was pretty good actually.
Okay.
I packed things up pretty well, so and most of the models we brought were like not huge, right? So they
Okay.
packed pretty easily. So
And how was the Did you stay? How many days did you stay? Because I know Jets.
we got there. Well, we stayed for Scarebeck, so we were there for like 5 days total. But we got there basically a day early before AFAL Day, so
Yeah,
we
'cause-
got to spend the whole day in the Lego house.
Yeah, and the Lego house is closed that day for you guys to do the setup.
Yes, and set up our stuff in the gallery. And we had a whole bunch of little fun activities too. There was like just for us, our group. They did a little trivia thing, and got little trinkets and stuff. They definitely hosted us well. It was pretty fun. Yeah, it was really fun actually.
I'm going to be in Billings on that same weekend this year.
Nice.
I'm going to Scarebeck just on the fan day, like on the
Yeah.
Saturday or the Sunday.
Yeah.
But because they shut down for the Lego Media Day, and they shut down a couple of days before for you guys to set up stuff or for the people to set up the display windows, I'm actually I only have one day that I can be in the Lego house itself.
Wow. Yeah.
And still I want to do the park and go to Scarebeck, and we're flying out on the Tuesday. So I think I'm basically doing the Lego house on like the Friday or the Saturday, and then anyways,
I don't know. You got to make sure the park is actually open because
the park is open. I did check.
Okay,
and they're closed in the earlier part of the week as well.
Yeah.
So it's like everything just shut down for like a 2 or 3 day period, and like that's near the end of my trip, and I'm like, oh crap. So
And when you when it was time to tear down, did you fly back over then, or they just
No,
box it?
no. I mean, you have the option to go pick your stuff up if you want, but they don't foot the bill for
The return.
your flight for that. So they just shipped it back to us. But they actually did a really good job packing it. Some of the stuff's actually still packed because for some of the models, I just built a second model. Like I didn't ship them the original.
Okay.
I just built another copy.
So did they actually pay for you to fly down to display your model?
Yeah. They
Oh,
paid
okay, cool.
our flights and our hotel.
Oh wow. Okay. Dear. Oh, I already bought my ticket, so I guess that doesn't help. So say, dear Lego, do you want a castle on display? No.
or at least a bouncy house. I mean,
Or at least a bounce. Oh, we'll talk about that later.
Your castle will definitely not fit in the
Yeah, I know.
gallery
I know.
displays. So
I know.
but you could just do like a snippet of it, portion of
Yeah.
it, I guess.
they could knock out a wall for Jeff or something.
Sure. So, yeah. I mean, it's not going to cost a lot to get it there. I can pull my trailer across the ocean.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Get a little.
There must be a
pontoon boat.
ferry, right? Actually, there are ferries.
Apparently, there's a lot of empty containers right now.
Right, yeah, there you go. This
So
is true.
You have to bring it down.
you
To
might
the
be
States.
able to get one for cheap.
Oh, jeez.
Put it on one of the mini empty cargo ships.
Oh, wouldn't that be awesome? But no, I wouldn't want to say. Wouldn't want to have the castle there. That would just be too long to set up. And
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. Oh, I would.
okay, fine. I'd love to have it there, but I'd want to be there every day to watch people look at it. So, anyways, why don't we jump into the news? That is not the news. Hold on, I have to reshare.
This week in the news.
Apparently, I'm in the news. There we go. And let's just flip this around. I have to.
Where's the banner?
Where's the show prep?
Where's? You guys are evil.
Yeah. What? No transitions and.
Where am I? I'm like the Canadian Brick Builder logo.
Oh my god!
That's what I was trying to fix. I was trying to get it to flip over, but I
Like
can't.
amateur hour here.
I'm
Jeez.
pretty much.
We were watching the second to last episode of Andor, and we wrapped up about 30 minutes. And I said, we don't have time to watch the last episode because I have to go up for Jeff's show.
You haven't watched
And
any of
he's
that?
like, what's that?
You haven't watched. Okay, continue.
So and then I said, well, I'm not going to go up at 8:30 because if I go up, Jeff's like furiously opening up tabs for the show, so there's no point getting on very early. He's like, oh my gosh, I got to open up all the news.
No, it's not that bad. Last week was definitely that bad, but not this week.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
This week there's definitely a lot of Lego Ideas items that hit 10K. Now I'm assuming that's because last week they did the cutoff for the quarter or the third of the year. But we definitely have a lot of ideas items, so we'll go through those quickly. First up, the Fortress of Bellinzona.
The what?
But this is by a person who needs a shorter username, Regina Zuclina Efficient 32.
Wow.
2,000 piece build features an architecture style representation of the city of Bellinzona, Switzerland. I know I'm not pronouncing that right. I apologize. Which is the only fortress city in Europe. The project is the first one to reach the second round of design review. It actually looks really nice. I mean, I like the whole design of it, like the
But
way it's
is
sculpted.
it going to sell? No.
I mean,
Well, I don't know. It will in
if it were-
Switzerland.
If it were a more
Yeah.
famous city like Carcassonne that the game's named after, it might have more of a shot. But honestly, I've never heard of this town before. And I like history, but
Matt has not been to this county yet.
I've no. Or the country.
Across the ocean?
My ancestors left there in the 1670s, but it's been a while.
Okay, cool. Hello, Jeff from Jeff's Train World HON and O Gauge. How about Lego Gauge? Anyway, Lego Gauge is a thing. All right, next up we have another ideas item: jumping spiders. No, thank you. I can deal with spiders. Jumping spiders, it's okay. I'm good.
Nightmares, man.
This is by Spider Dude. 1,049 piece build features 3 different types of jumping spiders, including the Corellian blue peacock spider, Pekahami.s,
spiders. I'm gonna say, okay, I believe you.
and the bold jumping spider. So the 3 spiders. I mean, I can understand.
Spider really jumps.
Well, apparently,
You don't want to see that. I promise.
I don't, but I'm just
I know
scared.
people jump when they see spiders, so I assume spiders anyway would jump when they see people. No. Next up, we have the Planet Express headquarters, which is by Kioset. It's the latest project at 10K. I always seem to read that, even though I don't want to.
Yeah, but if we don't have the Planet Express ship,
Yeah,
why would we
why we
have-
want the headquarters.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that. The building features an exposition model of the delivery headquarters from Futurama. So yeah, you kind of need the ship for it, but
I like
Yeah.
the shape.
you like the shape?
It's pleasing.
Yeah, I agree.
make
Although-
the ship?
I'm assuming that's red.
If
and
if
if
they,
there's-
if they want my dollars, just make the ship.
Make the ship. Well, I think that ship was an ideas item at one point,
Yes.
and it never actually made it through. So
No. Make the ship.
next up, we have the modular medieval village. This is by Albrick. It's got 2,871 pieces. Build features a village consisting of fully furnished buildings that you can change around to your heart's content. Well, there's a bit of a rotation going on here, so we can see
Ooh, play
buildings.
features.
play features. And then it also is modular, so the 3 buildings can be flipped around. Now, the pathways in front are basically just a plate with some things on it. So, I mean, sure, it's modular, but not necessarily like they don't lock together in that way because they're not mills, you know what I mean. Why am I getting these silly ads for games that I don't play or care about?
I don't know. What have you been searching again?
Nothing. Matt, this is right up your alley, I think.
Yeah.
Pantheon 124 AD.
Oh, it's Cutaway. That's
Uh-huh.
Cutaway.
Yeah, I figured you'd like that. This is by Cubretto or Cubetero, whatever. It's a 4,983 piece build, features a faithful architecture recreation of the Pantheon as it appeared in 124 AD.
Hmm.
You know the puzzle. You know the puzzle about that building?
The fact that someone knew exactly what it looked like in 124 AD to build it out of
No.
like what?
They don't exactly understand how it works structurally. Like
Oh yeah, okay. I have
it's
heard
a bit
that.
of a mystery. Like how they built it. Like they don't know how they actually put it up there without.
Oh, how they
mod-
actually built it physically at the time because they didn't
Yeah.
really have the technology. They
Well,
know
obviously they did, but we can't reconstruct how they pulled it off.
at
Yeah.
that time. Like we could build it now because we have scaffolding
you-
and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
steel.
the whole point. The
Yeah.
the cupola is like impossible to do without reinforcement because it's held together by its own weight,
Yeah,
but
And
they
until you
don't
get
know
the-
how they put it up
yeah,
out there
yeah.
at that
Well,
time. So,
Obviously, they had Lego Technic because that's what the whole ever wall
Yeah.
was. So there you go. That's how. Next up, we have the circus. I was going to make a crack about this. Is probably something Dave would be really excited about. Just being silly, but it's by Gonanas 89. I love that.
Circus,
Yeah.
poke it out.
Go Nanas 89. That's hilarious. It's a 3,000 piece build, features a contemporary circus with the classic traveling circus tent look. Has a bit of a cut of view inside. Doesn't look like it opens up or anything for playability, but still pretty cool looking.
Eh, I just know Cirque du Soleil now.
Gotcha. This one I absolutely love, and I'd love to see in ideas. But anybody could create this pretty quickly, based on the fact that most of the building instructions are right in front of your face.
I
It's
would
Clippy.
buy that totally.
You would or you wouldn't?
I would.
I would.
Hey, Clippy, how do I build this set?
So this is by Piotr Gerwatsky. Again, butchering the names. If you ever use Microsoft Office 97 or 2003, you'll recognize Clippy as the paperclip virtual assistant, but it was usually more of a distraction than being helpful. This is true. No other pictures of that one, but yes, I think this is an awesome one. And as I'm seeing this, I'm thinking this would make one of those cool hanging chain things
Yeah.
that Jason designed years ago. You didn't. Jason did a video about a design of years ago. What are they called again, Jason?
What's that?
The chain, those two pieces that are hanging on the chains. I forgot the
Oh,
name.
the
of it.
tensegrity sculpture.
Yeah, tensegrity.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's possible to do with Clippy, but that'd be fun.
Yeah.
And the last idea set I remember seeing was the Monsters Inc. booze door screen floor. It has some movement in it. This is by Pester78. The build features one of the most iconic scenes from Monsters Inc. with booze door and the scare floor. It also has brick builds of Mike and Sully. There's a couple other shots of it. So,
I don't understand the point of the door, but
yeah, I'll be honest with you. It's been a while since I've watched the movie. I know, like the doors would be picked up and they'd move, and then they get dropped in and locked in place. So, and like the ramp, the safety ramp comes down. I'm assuming that's what it's doing. But it also has a light up, which is kind of interesting because obviously there's no mechanism to make that light up, because otherwise there'd be mechanics going up alongside. Anyway. All right. Going back to Bricklink designer program stuff. Lego has decided to piss off the rest of the world, except for North America, or at least Canada and the United States, and also piss off Canada and the United States by saying, hey, we have a limited number of Bricklink designer programs from Series 1 and 2. So we're going to make those sets available next Tuesday at 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. Pacific time. So that's what, 11 Eastern. There's a small number of additional sets at the end of the production run. Unfortunately, the rest of the world, it'll only be available for US and Canada. The press release says that they will be sold on Lego Shop, but there's no actual way of searching for them, and we might have to go through Bricklink and use the Lego Shop checkout. Updates will come as they get more details.
ooh, a scavenger hunt.
Yeah, pretty much. You can only buy one copy of each of the sets available.
And I saw someone posting saying that it's probably like leftover sets that were ordered, but the credit cards didn't go through,
or people just backed out of them, because I think
Yeah.
you can still cancel the order, right? Yeah, that's why my assumption was too. And I'm guessing that they were probably maybe they were produced in North America, and that's why they're only available here. Like maybe they didn't come out of maybe they came out of the Mexico plants or something like that.
or maybe the most of the orders that were canceled were from Canada and the US. And
I think it's because our president negotiated. This is part of the trade deal. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We hope you are.
This is why Denmark.
I will make America great again. We're gonna have so many Lego sets.
It's kind of scary how good you are at this.
So for reference, these are the Series 1 sets. The Mountain Fortress, the Parisian Street, the old train engine shed, the Snack Shack, and the Wild West General Store.
Those were all good sets, honestly.
Yeah. Did you get the Parisian Street, Matt?
I did not. I didn't get any of these. And I actually the one that I like the train engine one. I like the Parisian too. I mean, seriously, I would get. Don't hate me, but the only one I would skip would be maybe the Fortress, because where would I put it in my house?
Well, that's okay, because the Fortress is the one.
Yeah, but if you buy the Fortress, I'm pretty sure you can flip it for a profit pretty easily and fast.
But now Lego will know because they own the Bricklink,
Well, you just flip it somewhere else. So sorry, just for catching up on chat, Jeff, the spider set is just a possible idea set. It's not actually going to be a set. So while jumping spiders are awesome, hopefully they're not making that set. And then Jeff was also asking Jason, did the Word Perfect have a Clippy equivalent? Or did Word Perfect?
It did not.
No.
No.
The doors of Monster Inc. were portals to children's bedrooms and closets. Yeah. So, and it was just locking the door into the base. So that's Series 1. And Series 2 was these 5 sets. So these are the ones that were just recently, or at least in the past year or so, I think they were sold.
Yep.
Um,
Well, I think they were shipped in the last.
well, yeah,
year.
they were shipped out. Yes, agreed. So okay. And now I've probably made my screen too big. We'll see. Yep. All right. Lego Ideas also has a fan vote available now for the Twisted Nostalgia contest. I have my tongue in my cheek as we're scrolling through the first picture. And Matt knows what it is. But anyways, the fan vote of the Lego Ideas, the Twisted Nostalgia is now live. You can choose what you want as a future gift or purchase. There are 13 finalists out of 750 entries. And only one will become your next gift or purchase. As of this point, there's 9 days left to vote. The voting ends on May 21st.
Vote now.
Winner announcing on May 28th. So the first one is a bouncy yellow castle. Doesn't look anything like my bouncy castle,
Nope.
but I'm like, hey. Anyway, I'm like, I personally don't necessarily care, but at the same time, it's like, but I made the yellow castle. Anyway, next up, Paradisia Sidewalk Cafe. So there's the recreation. There's a bunch of like recreations or going back to older Lego sets. The Elven Kingdom, Mtron Pulsar charging station.
Woohoo!
This one, yeah, this one.
This
That was
one.
cool.
We want
Yeah.
this one.
Agreed. Fabuland is our Wonderland,
Hmm.
which just comes with minifigures, not Fabuland characters, obviously, but
No.
it is a pretty good representation of a Fabuland.
Yeah, but
set.
Fabuland was Fabuland because of the characters, not because.
Yeah. Agreed. Sea Serpent, which is another recreation of an older
Yeah.
castle set. Again, this would be nice to get some of the knights and the shields, but I think all these knights, they don't have the dragon on their torso. It's just the armor plating. So, Adventures Raft featuring Jenny Thunder, kind of cool.
No. No.
Power Minders Supermine mech.
Hmm.
And the Granite Grinder mech, I would prefer this one over the previous one, just because.
Yeah.
These miners. What was these ones called?
Rock Raiders.
Rock Raiders. Thank you. This one's pretty cool because it does look a lot like one of the older sets, like by design or by look.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's this year old chest O Booty. Which is a treasure chest. Pizza to go or stay.
That's a remake of a.
Yeah, of the Pizza to Go set. But I mean, that one looks pretty cool too. Paradisia Seaside Cabana.
Ooh. Havana Cabana.
Christmas Never Gets Old, which is an older style Lego store with a bunch of sets in the window and a train on the roof. That's it. So
Amtron.
yeah, I can agree with that. Jeff's saying that he loves the
We want
mini
Amtron.
Adventures gift purchase.
They want Amtron.
Yeah, that's the
Amtron.
that toucan. I think I'm assuming that's a Friends toucan because I don't think I've ever seen that as an animal. Like I'm meaning it's like one of the Friends style animals versus the regular Lego animals. I really there's no differentiation other than the Friends ones look more cartoony. I always find. All right. Next up, Lego is opening their Virginia Regional Distribution Center in 2027. A few days ago, Lego Group announced that they will be opening their distribution center in 2027. They'll be investing $336 million to build a 2 million square foot distribution center in Prince George, Virginia, which will support the factory opening in Greater Richmond. It'll also be the second distribution center in the company's America's network. And will be operated by a third-party logistics partner. Oh, so Lego's not even going to be running it. Well, they'll own it, but the logistics are being done by a third party. Interesting. Okay.
Why would you build? Why would you build a distribution center, not to run it yourself?
Well, because I guess logistics are fairly. It's a science that's already been figured out.
Yeah, but just rent just rent a space or pay the company for them to rent a space and
I guess Lego
unless
mandates
unless you have billions of dollars that you need to like invest somewhere not to pay taxes and
Yeah, true enough. All right, Lego Masters season 6. Casting call is now live.
casting cow.
Casting cow, yeah. Casting cows now for season 6. This I know the casting process has been going on for a while, so I guess they're still looking for some people, maybe to fit certain
Somebody,
types of people.
somebody. I used to know.
So season 5 of Lego Masters hasn't even aired yet, but there's already a casting call for season 6 of the show. Okay, so season 5 was recorded like 2 years ago, so they're actually really late casting for season 6.
Yep.
But anyways, filming will take place for 4 to 6 weeks between July and September in Australia. Sorry. Travel and accommodations will be provided for selected contestants. For the first time ever, audition episodes will be filmed at Legoland, California on June 21st. The full details can be found in the link above. So
June 21st. They're still casting and they're going to film in a month.
that's where I was getting at. I'm assuming, like I said, there must be a few categories of people that they haven't gotten yet that they're looking for.
I heard that they're looking for more French Canadian hockey dads.
Oh, too bad there's none of those around.
I will only do it with my partner.
Well, maybe French Canadian hockey dads and their wives is one of the things they're looking for.
No. My building partner.
Oh, building partner. Gotcha. Yeah, and
One I auditioned with a few months ago.
You auditioned for a few months ago. What?
We auditioned for the Lego
Yeah, like
Masters.
2 years ago, I think it was. That was for season 5.
One year ago. I think.
Okay, 1 year. I don't know. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, we did audition for season 5, and we had a call with the recruiter dude, and that's as far as it went. But yeah, apparently this year, rumor is having it that they're actually doing the filming in Australia at their Lego Masters facility. We had also heard that the Georgia one was shut down, and I guess there's bad production on that one. That's why season 5 has taken so long to come out.
Well, actually, wasn't there a season, the whole season that was
season 5.
Actually, it was scrapped because
season 5 was, and the rumor has it that they'd gone to 2 different production companies, and neither production company said that they could make much out of it. Obviously, they found a third production company, and they have put something together. So it'll be interesting to see what the quality of the show is, because it starts airing. Was it May 19th? I think it starts airing next week.
Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
There's Monday.
Yeah. Monday.
So you're saying that the season 5 that we're gonna see is actually the bad season that no one wanted to put together? Okay.
The last season, which again is about a year after.
To give you a little more context, the first season was shot in Los Angeles, and then seasons 2 through 4 were shot in Georgia, but on the northwest side, Cobb County, which is where Chris Giddens used to live. And then they moved it to the east side to a studio in called the Stone Mountain, Georgia area. And that's the one that apparently was shot so poorly that they struggled to cut it together into a show, which I'm going to be watching very carefully. I really want to talk to a few cast members to know if like interesting things did not appear on TV because they just didn't have the good footage. I think this is one version of Lego Masters, one season of Lego Masters where we could get some very interesting tidbits about what didn't make the cut to TV. So I'm curious about that.
And I mean, I know, Matt, you know a couple of people that are in the show, and we have a local Toralug person, Mia Bricks, who is also in the show, her and her father.
Yeah.
So I think they're the first father-daughter combo in the show. So it'd be interesting. There is another Canadian group. I'm not sure who they are. We tried to figure that out last week, and we didn't really come to a conclusion necessarily. But anyways, there is a new Insiders Award that should be in the store or inside the. There's a new Insiders Award that should be available as of tonight at midnight, which is the Lego Super Mario Kart Spinny Shell. which actually looks pretty cool. It's rumored to be it's starting May 15th. The 234 piece set will cost 2,500 Lego Insider points. You get the redeemable code, and then you have to buy some Lego in order to have it shipped to you for free. But it's noted that it won't be available right at midnight and probably go live about 30 minutes after midnight. So if anybody's a massive Mario or Mario Kart fan and wants, there's some cool pieces in here in general. So if you want some nice parts, I have to keep in mind that I'm able to mute you now, and you can't unmute yourself. No, anyways. Lego upscaled baby astronaut gift of purchase is also going to be available as of tonight after midnight. It's the Lego Australia has already originally revealed this gift of purchase.
No price requirements left.
Yeah, there actually is. In
Australia, it's like 250 Australian dollars.
Yeah,
Jeff's going to be clicking things into his basket to see when it shows up in the basket.
No, well, it has already started appearing in Australia and stuff and such, and it'll be in the UK by now. I'm just trying to remember where I actually saw that. I thought I had that article open.
I'm sure it'll be like 200 Canadian.
Yeah, probably.
Pretty steep, yeah.
Yeah, because I actually have like a pick-a-brick order in my cart right now.
Yeah,
and I was waiting for a good promotion, but I don't have like $200 worth of stuff. So
yeah. I'm trying to figure out where I saw that. But
and I'm guessing that pick-a-brick orders are excluded from.
I think the standard ones are, but the bestsellers are not. That's usually how they run it. Which that's one of the reasons I've been digitally designing, because I'm trying to figure out what parts I need and how I'd like to get them. I'd rather place an order now to get that little baby space guy than later. But anyways, ideally the only part that is unique is the printed tile, which is also available in blue. All the other parts are fairly common parts as far as I know. And Dana in Old Gray Bricks was saying that you can almost make every other color of baby, with exception to, I think, blue, because the headpieces aren't available in blue as of yet. And obviously you're going to have to get the face prints pieces as well, right? So, the idea is hopefully these will appear on Bricks and Pieces at some point, and then these eyes and mouths will sell it very quickly.
Yep.
But hopefully they're available so we can build some more babies, because apparently there's this, everybody loves the babies.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the babies, and
No,
I
I
already said that on the show.
You don't like this baby?
I would probably, if it wasn't like available for a $200 purchase.
Okay.
I would get one, but yeah, I'm not, like I said, I don't have any other baby space stuff.
150 euros, so probably 150 US, yeah, closer to 190 or 200 Canadian. Sorry, I just seen this now. Unibrick or Unbrick Me. Sorry, I read that wrong. Hello, welcome. Thoughts on the Technic large excavator set? We talked about it last week. No one here is necessarily a Technic fan. I believe I had said if money was an object, I'd totally buy it, because I do like the building of Technic models. I just don't have the space to display them, or I don't build enough Technic to store it or to need the parts necessarily. So, yeah. All right. Anyways, that's it for babies. All right. Announced this week as well was the Fantastic Four versus Galactus figure.
Lots of disappointment in that one.
Lots of David is disappointed.
No, not me.
Oh, well, you just said lots of disappointment, so I assumed it was.
Well, there is a lot of disappointment, because I actually look at social media.
Oh, okay. That's new. That's interesting.
I'm reflecting what I saw on social media, and people are actually disappointed in the Thing.
The Thing, yeah.
Because they wanted the big figure. And
well, yeah, and
was.
Yeah, I can get that. And there was some conversations in the old Grey Brick chat as well, in that maybe not the big Hulk size figure, but like the Axel figure from Nexo Knights would have been a good size, because that was like a bulked up figure, but it wasn't as big. I mean, I at the least I like he's got a new headpiece on. I think there's a better picture of it here somewhere. Let me just scroll down. Yeah, he's got like a hat thing for his face. I think it would have been better if they actually had molded a whole minifig head.
Yeah.
And yeah, the size of the hands kind of throws it off as well, right?
Yeah.
Um,
So that's the disappointment.
yeah.
And Jacob was actually the one who the one person I talked to, my son Jacob,
Mhm.
and he said the Galactus is spot on.
Yeah.
He likes the Galactus, but the thing is just a miss for him.
Yeah, and this is I think hold on, let's just $60 US set, and I think it's 80 or 79 Canadian for 427 pieces. So I mean, for me, the Galactus is like I would buy it for the figures, because I'm worried that the figures will never come out again, because there's always that FOMO idea of must have the figures before they no longer exist.
Because the movie is going to be bad.
No, I don't think the movie's going to be bad necessarily.
Right.
I have hope in Marvel still. I did just watch like
you saw Thunderbolt and
Thunderbolts, and it was good. It was fun.
Okay.
So, but anyways, yeah. So this set is coming out June 1st, I believe. We should probably confirm that. Let's just click on it here and go to.
Let's go live to Lego.
June 1st. I'm just jumping over to Canadian. $79.99 US or Canadian. June 1st. I always double check that now, because we have June wave and August wave. Europeans get some sets June 1st. We don't get them till August.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the figures are okay. I understand the decisions they made. I mean, that larger body figure probably doesn't exist anymore as a mold.
Yeah, but just get the whole figure. I mean,
but when you look at the movie, he's not that much bigger than the rest of them in the actual pictures, right? Like Fantastic Four 2025 images. Like when you look at them here,
wow, he's larger.
He's shorter though. Oops, I don't want the trailer. I just want to see the picture. There you go. He's a little taller.
He's larger.
And he's bulkier, but I mean, he's not really like when you look at that. When you look at sorry, let me just go back
but it's Lego.
Like here, he's actually shorter than.
We're used to the scale being like a little off, and
okay.
So,
well, fine. I'm not going to argue with you about it, because I'm right and you're wrong. But no, I totally agree. He does need to be bulkier. I don't think he needs to be Hulk sized, but
I would have if you gave me the choice between this figure and a Hulk size figure, I would have went with the Hulk size figure.
And yeah, that's fair. I mean, those are the two figures that we have choices of at the moment, like that are in production. So, I mean, yeah, I can understand that, but I'm just saying there needs to be kind of somewhere in between, my opinion. But anyways, next up we have the Disney Pixar Luxo Junior set has been officially announced. This is a Lego Ideas set that took a long time to come out as an actual set, because they were busy trying to figure out how to design it to make it as good as they can. This has a new element in it, which is the actual lampshade itself. It's two half Technic pieces, which are going to make excellent rocket cones.
And they're printed.
And they're printed as well at the top. Yep. So the question is, someone in the old Grey Bricks chat had said that they would want this. They would buy this part from Bricks and Pieces when it becomes available, but I don't know that this will be available, because it is a Disney marketed thing.
Yeah, so. I think it's going to be available.
Yeah, we can hope.
I don't see like trade like licenses issue with this one.
Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, Lego is going to use this for something else at some point, so it will be out again in a different color or whatever. One of the cool features of this is right here where this the ribbed hose is. There's actually an elastic band going through, so you can push down on Luxo, and he does the right motions that the lamp in the intros and stuff do. 613 pieces. Retails for $69.99 US, which is probably about 80 Canadian. Well, probably 90 Canadian. It features Luxo Jr. from the '86 short film and the opening of various Pixar movies. The set also has the Pixar ball as well. In addition, there are also Easter eggs of Disney and Pixar movie characters, including The Incredibles, Ratatouille, Monsters Inc., Toy Story, and Finding Nemo.
Had to do it. You said ball.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and you can also, it has a little stand. You can take 2 parts off of the ball itself and put Luxo on top of the ball. The ball's also got like a full round new piece, like another a round dish type thing, but it's actually, I believe it's all brick.
Full ball.
Dave, are you having fun playing with your? Oh, I left it
You
blank so
what?
you
Yes.
I left it blank so you could say ball again, but you decided not to. And I think there's a little video here as well. Let me just pull it up.
Video. What
Yeah.
is that?
Oh,
Do we use those?
I'm going to try and mute it quickly. Oh, hold on. Videos. I'm going to try and mute it quickly because
Mute it slowly.
okay, we don't need to see I just want to see the action of it bouncing. Come on. There you go.
Doing.
So it's got a fun motion in it. It is fully posable, and like I said, you can see that. Well, you can kind of see on the bottom of those pieces that it was had all the
wiki.
Anyway, Dave, you should get those springs in your bed looked at. They're creaking a bit. Lastly, just announced today, or yesterday, I guess, actually, was the Simpsons Krusty Burger set. Oh, Dave. All right. I'm assuming you're loud for everyone else, too. But anyway. The Simpsons are back as Lego has officially revealed the Icon Simpson Krusty Burger, releasing June 1st as well. Set has 1,635 pieces. We retail for $209.99 US. The set is available June 1st for Lego Insiders, and there's also a living room gift of purchase.
And Graham, our friend Graham,
yes,
was complaining that he didn't like the set. He wanted the school instead.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Springfield School, because he said we didn't get a Skinner yet, and he's right.
Yeah. So yeah, $259.99 Canadian, June 1st or 4th if you're not an insider. And then there's the restaurant opens up, so there's some play feature inside. You have the food prep area, the actual dining area with a small bouncy or a small ball pit, and then a bathroom and the drive-through window. And the roof is removable, so you can access it as well. And yeah, it comes with a bunch of the characters. And here is the gift of purchase set, which is basically just the living room
couch scene.
The couch scene with no figures, which is kind of weird. It's a couch. But so here's my thought. I was looking at this, and like the figures, you get Homer and Maggie and Bart. You don't get Marge or Lisa. So they should have thrown Marge or Lisa into the couch one or something. So at least you get them all 5, because there's probably some Simpsons fans that didn't get the original sets or the collectible minifigs. I don't know. To me, that would have made some sense. But at the same time, it's a cheaper gift for purchase this way. So I guess that's probably why they did it. And it comes with a couple of stickers for the Krusty Burgers on the TV. So the Krusty Burger features a full restaurant, including kitchen, dining area, restroom, drive-through, and the iconic sign outside. The set also includes minifigures of Homer, Bart, Lisa, Farmer, Krusty, Sideshow Bob, Squeaky Voiced Dean, aka Jeremy Friedman. I didn't even know he had a name, and Officer Lou. So we got Chief Wiggum, and now we get Officer Lou as well. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Thoughts?
Yeah.
Meh.
Well, if you're a Simpsons fan, I think it's a great set.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty
And
good.
I
actually.
I know there's a lot of Simpsons fans that did get the Simpsons house, and was it Moe's Tavern that got released after, or I think there was
Which one?
another set.
There was the Simpsons house, and then there was the
Quickie Mart.
Gas
Quick
station.
Mart.
The
Yeah,
Quickie
yeah.
Mart, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you,
So
Jason.
I think the Krusty Burger was actually the third one on that list, and
Yeah.
that people wanted. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm assuming at some point they'll do the school. But I mean, the schools also would have to be a fairly big set technically.
yeah. I,
Um,
personally, I would go with Moe's Tavern.
oh, yeah, Moe's. But they
First.
Lego Tech tends to not do bars, with exception to the Cafe Corner style building that we had. That wasn't a bar. It was.
So
It was
most tavern is pretty seedy.
yeah, this is true too. Axel's talking about the Fantastic Four set. Meh for the Thing and Mr. Fantastic. I think Galactus should be 3 times the size. Yeah, it's also a 9+ set for that one. So, I would assume at some point they might do a bigger set, like a Avengers Tower type set, maybe for Fantastic Four or something. Who knows?
If the movie's any good.
And well, the Thing isn't as tall as Hulk. Thank you. Maybe a bit taller than a normal man, but his torso is way bigger. Axel is my friend. He agrees. They could have given the Invisible Woman some transparent arms. Yes.
Of
100%
course,
as
it's
well.
your show, so he's gonna agree with you.
Of course he's going to agree with me. It's better than nothing. I guess I have to see smaller figures, something closer to the comics version. That's still talking about Marvel. Some invisible parts would have been a good idea, and the tall legs used for Woody and Toy Story would work. Yeah, for the Mr. Fantastic. Also, they could have used those stringy arms that they've had before as well. Or the ones for
Yeah,
Avatar.
for Mr. Plastic, I think, or Super Plastic.
Yeah, it was one of those.
Plastic Man.
Simpsons has run for over 35 years. So yeah, we should have Simpsons sets for the next 35 years. They could do the nuclear power plant too. Homer's desk. That's like, yes.
My father worked on and off at nuclear power plants most of his life.
Yeah. Cool.
He was not a Simpsons watcher, but he said that everyone that worked at the power plant would make jokes about it and talk about it.
About how accurate it was.
Not exactly.
The plant with a rod on his back.
They complained more because they didn't get donuts every day. But anyways. All right. Hitting New Elementary for a few articles. This kind of covers some stuff from last week as well. Here's where I saw the article for the baby space. In New Zealand and Australia, the upscale baby is available, as well as the mini Ninjago Cool Mech. Yeah, Miss Marvel. There was a copy of Miss Marvel years ago that had it as well. Thanks, Jeff, for that. Or Axel, sorry. So the Mario Kart Blue Shell is an insider's reward as well, available on the 15th of May, not March. But as of the time of writing, 1 hour after midnight Australian times, it hasn't shown up yet.
Okay. I just wanted. I went on the website. You can add an item, and it goes in the cart. The baby space goes in the cart if you spend 245 Australian dollars, and it loaded for me.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It was right here. That's okay. 245 Australian, 265 New Zealand. So I mean, we'll get the UK eventually as well, and well, in about 2 hours we should know the Canadian price as well. But yeah, the guess is around, wow, 245. Is that going to be like a $290 gift of purchase then for us?
No, I think Canadian dollar is a bit less, but
Okay, I hope so.
Yeah, because the Australian dollar.
Yeah,
is
that's true.
Well, it's not the Australian dollar, rather than the price of set in Australia, which is crazy.
Well, because the
crazy
price
high.
to get the product to Australia
So the Django Fett helmet was 100 Australian dollars.
Okay.
In the US, it's 70. I don't know what it's priced at in Canada. So
Oh,
it looks like a 30. So based on that set alone, that's like a 30% markup.
Yeah, but I mean, the Canadian price for that set was probably for the helmet was probably about $90 as well. So anyway, we'll find out in a few hours. Obviously, we won't be talking about it here at that point. But
We probably will be at this rate. No.
wow, Matt! All right.
Oh,
So Matt
Well,
wants
we
us
could
to
just-
draw this out.
We
so
just
we
need to
will.
stay on for 2 more hours and we could find out. I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
there
Who
you
doesn't want to answer this riddle?
it'll be this.
It's not like we're
How
waiting to buy a
much-
bunch of Star Wars sets this time, though. So, I mean,
That's
we did
true.
stay on late. Well, Dave and I stayed on until after midnight on May the 1st. So,
I'm gonna
here
get-
we go. Axel saying the baby is 135 pounds.
That's pretty heavy for a baby.
in
But
the UK.
That's a heavy baby, man.
It is.
Kudos
All right,
to the mother.
I purposely saved the Mississippi paddle boat set for a expensive GWP. So I think that's going to be my purchase to get it. So
Gotcha. All right. I'm just kind of reorganizing the things here. Okay.
Things.
So a while ago we had a thing about the Mona Lisa or the sunflower set, the Van Gogh sunflowers, that there was a new shade of cool yellow.
ultra cool yellow.
Well, no, it's well, I mean, it is still the same. It's still the same part now, or it's still the same color name, but they've upgraded the color number on cool yellow and white. And basically they've made them less transparent.
Ultra cool.
There you go.
So I read over this article earlier. So I mean, New Elementary has it, but just saying, like with the yellows, you obviously could tell a difference in the shade colors. But with the white, there's almost no difference. Also talking about how the shades in yellow was really bad on this car set. The Mini, no, not the Mini, the car. I can't think of the name of that car.
Mini Cooper?
No, it's not a Mini Cooper. It's the Fiat 500. Sorry, there it goes. So yeah, and you could see in the original PR images and photos that there was some different shades in the Van Gogh set.
50
So
Shades
basically-
of Yellow.
Basically, Lego has created it, or has darkened the shade up a little bit, or lightened the shade up a little bit, I guess. But it's still going to be called Cool Yellow. And they did the same for white, where white, you can almost not see a difference in white. But the difference comes when you shine a light through white. This is the new shade. This is the old shade. So the white, the consistency or the texture of the white is thicker. It's like a more, I don't know, a more denser plastic, I guess, that it doesn't allow for light to shine through. You can kind of see. So the darker one is always the newer color.
Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine through. The sun shine through.
So dark red was updated in 2019 with similar. Actually, it was lessened in 2019. They became more opaque. And the question now is how is that white going to fare after years of use? Is it going to also fade and get more yellowish than the current white? So that'll be something interesting to see. And we're not going to know how badly it's going to fade for about 5 or 10 years, probably. So yeah, just be aware that any new part that's available in white for the first time is maybe some of these slopes and stuff are going to be the new shade, which again you probably won't notice, but it's still something to be aware of. All right, May 6th, a while ago, Lego or New Elementary came out with this Pythagorean triangle article, which I thought was just kind of interesting to look at. So
I was told there would be no math.
well, there isn't, although there is, because
Is this on the test?
Is this-
Pythagorean triangles obviously work for Lego.
Is Lego going to give us a protractor finally?
No protractor for you. Anyways, just kind of looking over it's too mathy obviously for you guys, but there is some nice wedge type of stuff. Sorry, too mathy for all you guys except for Jason, because Jason's like, yeah, this is like This is like grade school stuff. This is like kindergarten stuff for him. Anyway,
Jason's more like a physics kind of guy. Force times mass,
yeah, Jason's a super
momentum,
Yeah,
resistance.
I'm not a pure math guy. I'm a mechanical guy.
Okay, fine. I was trying to like make you sound really good there, Jason.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that.
Anyways, so if you want to learn some more about some of the angles and such, check out the article.
I will say that some of the recent sets that have come out have actually been using the official sets have used some of this angle work in ways that where I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like I didn't expect some of it.
Yeah, like just the way that some of this works, like angle wise, and how they've done it. I mean,
The set, what was it? The boutique hotel, which is at an angle, the way they join it to the rest of the structure. As I was building that, I was like, interesting. I like what you've done here.
I agreed 100%. All right. Then there's we have a few sets with new parts to have a look at quickly. First one being the Mosasaur, which is the first brick built or one of the only brick built Jurassic Park sets. And they've got some new shades of dark brown. There's new parts in dark brown and dark orange as well. Some olive green parts that are new as well, as a new color, new first time in this color. Some printed parts as well, and it has a sticker sheet. Rare parts, the white nose for the boat. I didn't realize this black piece with the Technic ball on it was a rare part, but okay. And I guess light gray, or the stone gray for this train rail is newer or is rare, because it would have been out in the old gray years ago. And more rare parts, some dark brown and reddish brown pieces. Again, they have been available in the past, and some of the blues and purples and stuffs as well. All right.
Great Scott.
Great Scott.
Dark brown.
There was, I don't remember if we looked at this one last week, the dancing figures.
Yeah, we did.
The Keith Haring. Yeah, we looked at but did we look at the parts?
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't think so. I know we talked about the set itself.
Yeah, because it's lame, but there's a history, so it's good. But
Jason's probably already seen this, but I've seen someone who already put them in motion.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, in a nutshell, here's all the new parts. Lots of the black curve and the black slopes here, and then green, yellow. Yeah, just I think this picture kind of says it all as to what the parts are available.
I did not read this piece. Are any of the angled plates first time in a color, or were they already?
If you see the picture, if you see the plate or part that you want in this color in this picture, then they are new. These are all the new molds or the new colors.
New colors.
Yeah.
New recolors.
I don't think there's any new parts in here, just new recolors. So
cool.
And there is actually a new mold, although technically it did come out in something else. It came out in the Arc Starfighter, but there is now a 3-long, full-size Technic beam with an axle through the middle, which is an interesting design I've never seen before. I didn't even know this existed, and we must have missed it back in January when the Arc Fighter came out. And the new clippy piece in trans clear with the single stud on it. So that is a new. I mean, it's not a new part; it's just a recolor. But this piece in itself in clear is actually a really interesting part to get. And how many of those? There's 84 of these curved elements. Holy crap!
Wow.
And then a few other bits. And then the green and the pink and the orange. And then the dark or medium azure and the bright. That's just regular yellow. Is that regular yellow? Yeah, it is. Okay. And then some other elements of interest. And then the build itself. Okay, Jango Fett Starship. This one has a couple of new pieces I noticed that were interesting.
Slave 1.
Yes, I know. So first up is the winch screen, which is a new mold.
Yes.
Which
that
looks
I
awesome. And they do have a comparison here of the
old one.
The old one, I believe. Yeah, this is the old one. This is the new one. So it is a lot longer. It drops a lot more. The new is on the right. Yep. Okay. And the material is different material now. It's now no longer polycarbonate. It's now MABS. So it does, you can tell it's kind of got a brighter hue to it, kind of a bluish tinge to it. On Django's rangefinder is actually a new mold as well. Apparently it looks like you get probably 3 of them in the set, even though you only need 1, and they're just showing some of the connection points.
Beep beep.
Old versus new, so the new one definitely looks a lot better. Okay, so new mold is this 1x8 curved brick.
What?
1,
That's
2,
cray
3, yeah, because it's 5 bricks high. It's a 1x8 by 5. Yeah, 1x8 by 1 2/3. With no studs in white and dark blue. Yeah, this one looks really interesting to me. And they've done the comparison here. It's also got the half stud offsets as well. It's 5 plates tall. And then they've compared it to all the other curves as well. So you can kind of get an idea of how it fits into the system. Again, comparing it against some of the other existing elements. So there isn't actually a curved element, like one of another wedge style element that fits this curve, but give it time.
Oh, it's a brand new curve.
It's a brand new curve, yeah.
Cool.
So, but given time, it will probably have more parts in this curve. And this is a new for 2025 mold as well, but it has been available in other sets, which is a 4x4 by. Oh, see, this gets me again. 4x4 by 1 2/3, but I was about to say 4x4 by 12/3. Wait, what? Anyways, in dark blue and sand green as well. And again, they're doing the comparison. So this is the 4 wide version of the existing 1 wide part. It's not, does it actually look like the same curve? It doesn't look like the same curve, is it? I don't know. That's hard to tell. What does it say here?
Hard to say.
Which can also trace the insertion back to 1x1 mold version. So it does have some kinship with other 4 module wide curved slopes, though particularly the brick curve. Yeah, they're talking more about this guy than this guy. Anyway, okay. Recolors in dark blue and dark green. Also some sand green recolors. Some light gray bits. Dark gray as well. And then some of the rarer parts as well. So, and last but not least, actually this article's we probably covered most of this, but these are just the new parts in the May sets. First up is I forgot to talk about this. I'm gonna go back to regular screen for a moment.
Go back.
The little cars. I bought one because I wanted to see what it was, and first shock was the entire body of it is basically one piece. At first I thought it would be brick built, and then as I was when I opened the package, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. It's not brick built.
Wow.
But it's basically just one piece with studs all over the place. So every car has the exact same base. Just the parts on top are different colors. There is a white.
It has that McDonald's Happy Meal vibe.
Totally, yeah, 100%. Full screening. It has the white Technic half axle, or the white Technic axles. And it does, like the picture I was showing, it does have this little bar here. Hard to see it, but the bar is right here, which is, I guess it could have some uses at some point, but kind of an interesting-ish piece. But and the helmets are, I don't know. I don't really like the look of the helmets. They're all printed. They're obviously made for these cars, right? But
I saw someone using them on space figures.
Okay, how do they look?
They look pretty good.
Okay. So yeah, there's those elements in a bunch of different colors. The curved bricks we already looked at. Some new Star Wars related helmets. The new Technic connector in bright green. Still
Plant piece.
Still an
Plant
awesome looking
piece.
part. Oh yeah, here's the vehicle, the body of the car. There's also this wing piece on the front. This one I can see some use in for other things. I mean, it is 4 wide and the studs at like in the middle of that. So and a bunch of colors. None of them are printed, which is interesting. And then they're basically wheels and tires. There's like every wheel is printed in a bunch of different colors. And the I should also say that the wheel on the inside is not printed. It's just it's just got a texture of like some kind of holy texture, if you get what I mean. So you could reverse them if you would just want the color of it, especially in red if you're building classic space stuff.
Woohoo!
The windscreen for
Nice.
the Slave One, and then some recolors as well on arches and some other curvy slopes. Some of the wedge slopes in recolors, rounded bricks. The non-cheese grater piece in light gray, which is nice to see. Or the medium stone gray, light bluish gray, you know what I mean. Ooh, bright orange corner. 75-degree corner. Interesting.
Right here, baby.
Oh, you already
right
have it?
here in the chopper.
Ooh,
How did you get
Ooh, in the
what's that
chopper.
from?
Matt.
Oh, in Chopper. Okay.
Yeah, it's
All right.
chopper.
How many in the set?
I have 4 in front of me, and there might be another couple in the next
Interesting.
bag.
Um,
Oh, you know what? I could actually look at the back page.
Oh
of
yeah,
the
that works too.
instructions.
No, the reason why I'm asking is because I've been building the tents for the jousting tournament, and I'm using these as well.
Yeah.
And I'm like orange. There isn't really a castle faction for orange, but it's always interesting to have some different colors.
There are
Oh,
4 in the set.
Okay. Then we're getting into the plant pieces, the sunflower in white, some of the angled plates, rounded plates. Oh, dark blue. I was gonna say regular blue clip. We've never had this before, but then I realized it's dark blue. Technic panels. Some new colors of the 1x1 round with a little pip coming out of it, and then a bunch of new prints. Scrolling through these quickly because there's a bunch of them. We're almost halfway through, and then minifig heads. Let's just click on this and page down.
Go Jeffy.
Probably
Go
quicker.
Jeffy, go Jeffy. Go Jeffy. Go Jeffy. Go Jeffy. Go.
Iron Man helmets. Ooh, Captain America's shield, but half broken away. I didn't realize that's kind of cool.
Hmm.
From the obviously from the Endgame set that came out. K2SO. as
That
well.
robot dude.
Oh, that robot dude. Is that what I was talking about K2SO, wasn't I, at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I said that robot dude.
This is your floppy for Rover. We're never going to
That's
let you
fine.
forget it.
I don't mind that one because I appreciate K2SO and he is a dude. Anyways. All right, that's it. That's the news. A lot less time.
And Alan Tudyk voicing
yeah.
K2SO is just wonderful.
Agreed. Yes, agreed. Jason, have you? Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I just closed my sharing and went to that. Jason, are you watching Andor?
No.
No.
I'm waiting for it to. It's not done yet, is it?
It finished today, or yesterday was
today.
the last 3 episodes aired.
Yeah, we'll probably
Okay.
start it soon.
Yeah.
I hope.
It was good. I'm currently halfway through watching Rogue One, because I finished it kind of late last night, and so this morning when I had some time, I started watching Rogue One, because it basically literally like the last few scenes of the movie of the show lead right into Rogue One. As such, the Rogue One last few minutes of that show or that movie leads into Star Wars itself. So A New Hope, but
We watched the
no
one thing
spoilers.
I will say about this is that
Okay.
I won't. No, I really appreciate the way they've released 4 different weeks, 3 episode blocks, and each of the 3 blocks you can watch.
As its own
You
section.
could watch them all in a row. We have spaced them out, so we've watched like one each night. Partly because I just think they are
You need time to absorb it.
incredibly well written, very well acted. I didn't want to binge watch, like all 12 episodes at once. I wanted to space them out because frankly, I'm really enjoying them. So we'll see what happens after I get off. If Thomas is like, let's go watch the last episode, or if we save it for tomorrow night. I don't
Well,
know.
you have your hat blog tomorrow night, so your hat thing.
That's in the afternoon.
Yes, because you're done teaching already.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good. I'll say that. I don't want to. No, I mean it's Andor is great. Is a great show. It's completely different than regular Star Wars. It ties in at the end of year 3 because they break each of the 3 episodes is 1 year of time or is a year apart type thing.
Before the Battle of Yavin.
Before the Battle
for
of
those
Yavin,
who are
BBY.
wondering on the internet, because I saw some people, what's BBY means?
Yeah, at the beginning of each block of shows, it says BBY 4, 3, 2, 1. So they just break it down that way. And at the end of the 3rd set of episodes, you can actually go and watch one of the Rebels episodes, which kind of continues the story. It's not exactly the right story, like they've changed it a bit in the show, but it gets the point through. Kind of continues the story a little bit, which is kind of fun. But yeah, I enjoyed it. The horrible thought, like my son won't watch the show because he's like, Dad, I've seen Rogue One. They all die. But he refuses to watch Andor, and I'm like, you really should watch it because
Mon Mothma doesn't die.
Well, agreed, but at the same time, spoilers. Mon Mothma's in it. No, at the same time, he said that, and I'm like, I was trying to think what he watched. Oh, he went to the theater a couple of weeks ago and watched episode 3, I think, and I'm like, well, people die in that show too. Like Padme dies, and you still went to watch it. Right?
Like every Alien movie, everybody dies except for Ripley. Oh, sorry.
Anyway, it was just kind of funny because it's like, hopefully he'll watch it at some point, but I don't know. And yeah, the reason why they ended up doing 3 blocks is because originally the show was supposed to be 5 seasons because they were doing basically 1 season for each year. And when they realized that the production would take a year per season of production time and acting and all that stuff, they decided that none of them wanted to spend 5 years making a show. And honestly, breaking it down to 3 episodes per year, I think they were able to streamline it a lot, and there were no dead episodes. Like every episode was amazing. So,
correct. I watched an interview with the writer Tony Gilroy, and he said that he has been working on it for 5 years, even though they cut it down as the writer. Yeah. And he was brought in to help fix the script on Rogue One because it ran into a number of issues. We have never really heard what happened because, for example, there's a scene in the trailer for Rogue One that is not in the movie. So we know that they shot some scenes that they ended up rewriting the script and cutting things out. And the producer people came to him and said, hey, how would you feel about writing this whole prequel arc? And they originally wanted to have it be Cassian and K2 on adventures leading up. And he's like, it's not going to work. He's like, you think it's going to be great, but he's like, you actually want to have a story arc where the character develops. And so they actually gave him a lot of leeway to do stuff. And he said, I want to open it up with the main character in a brothel. And they were like, yeah, we can do that. He's like, okay. This is not your daddy Star Wars. We want to have the hero kill people and be a bad person in certain areas, and they were like, okay.
And I know some of you haven't finished watching it. I will say that one of the last scenes in the show is heartwarming, even though they're all going to die. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
And it explains.
Yes, it explains something in the story.
It explains something that you might have said, and I was one of those people. You might have said, this just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And that particular scene fixes it.
Yep. And
nice.
No spoilers.
We're just saying there's scenes. A show has scenes. There are ships in this movie. are in the show. There are characters. There are droids. Anyway.
And I gotta say, I watched all 3 episodes last night when I came back from my hockey game, and I couldn't resist, so I immediately started watching Rogue One just after the last episode, and I skipped over like the first scene where Jin gets hidden
Yeah.
away, and skipped all the way through Andor meeting the spy on
Oh wait, no, this is Rogue One. Yeah.
so and it it's just the series,
flows.
and it flows. I mean, the only
It does.
thing that I kind of noticed was that Diego Luna's accent was way thicker in Rogue One than
Makes
it was
sense.
in the
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the story of the accent, though. He took his father to go see the movie in the theater, and his father turned to him and he said, "Wait, there's characters in the Star Wars universe that talk like us," and he's like, "Yes," which was cool. You know, I mean, he's like with a real
Yeah, yeah.
Mexican accent, and his dad was just like, "What?"
Well, I mean, you listen to most of the accents in the movies, and they've always been British based as well because they filmed it a lot in Britain, right, and stuff. So,
Yeah.
You know, it would be funny to hear someone with like a southern drawl or something coming to the show.
Or a New Zealand
Yeah,
accent. That'd be
for
kind
sure.
of fun.
Well, the
Kiwis.
Gormans actually had French accent. It was like a mix.
Some people don't
Yeah.
know who the
It was-
Gormans are, but yes.
it was a mix between French and German. So
Yeah, they had their own language as well. So
What- From what I read, the language was supposed to be based on the Old French and Brittany part
Okay.
of France, like a more archaic. But I don't speak French at all, so maybe I'm wrong.
yeah, well, you can definitely hear some French words, but like I said, I listening to it, I thought it was more like a mix between French and German. So it sounded like more Swiss to me.
Okay.
People from
All right.
Switzerland, they have that side, the French side and the German side. So I think it would fit in nicely with.
Those are just two languages I can't even imagine mixing because I like German. I'm like 75 9 and the French is like it's smooth and flowy.
depends on how fast they're talking. No, it's true.
Yes, I worked for the embassy of Morocco in the 1990s, and one of my colleagues, she's Moroccan and she's married to an Iranian, and she says, my husband, he speaks Persian, and she said, oh, Persian is like silk. She says, even when my husband is angry at me, it's like love, love, love. But she says, Arabic, it's all bah, 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 bah. Even when you're saying like I love you, it sounds kind of harsh. And she says Persian is so romantic.
So I did have a question for those of you who have watched it. Does this change after watching Andor? Does it change your mind on the sets that have come out recently, specifically U-Wing and the K2SO? Like, have you decided?
Well, I will be buying the K2 as soon as it
August
comes out.
1st.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
pre-order. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was already going to buy it though because
Fair enough.
I mean, he's funny.
Yeah, he is.
He's funny. We went back and watched Rogue One after episode 9 last weekend.
Yeah.
We were still waiting for the final 3 episodes, but I popped it in and we watched it, and he's got funny
sure.
lines,
Yeah.
and he does his funny lines even
Yeah.
in Andor. There's just
Yeah,
like a
Alan
sense of-
Tudyk is absolutely hilarious with it. So
Yeah.
And I've been building, all of the buildable droids like the R2 and
Yeah.
the 3PO and the chopper. So I will
Yeah.
absolutely, I would be getting that even if he weren't in the Andor series, frankly.
Well,
I mean,
for me, the U-Wing, I think the first version they came out with was better than this one. So I already have the first version. So I
Yep,
might
me too.
skip this one. But on the other hand, the figs are really, really interesting.
So here's a question, David.
This
Do you
one?
want them to reel out Andor sets so that we get more figs that appeared only in the Andor series, like Luthien and those, like all the
Oh,
different
this one here.
side
Yeah.
characters? Would we get those?
I would hope so.
I would think there's a customer
Yeah.
demand for those characters. I think I'll be curious to see how much they monetize this. Like,
Yeah, so looking at the current set and the other set, yeah, I agree. This one is definitely looks a lot bigger and better. But you don't get
I mean,
it's different characters, right? This is the Rogue One characters, whereas this is the Andor characters.
I mean, come on, we need the Luthien Raw shop of antiquities.
Yeah, this is true. Anyways, Jason, you've watched season 1, right, of Andor? I'm assuming.
No, I haven't watched any of it yet.
Oh, you haven't watched any of it? Okay, wow. Okay. And sorry, just going on that without trying to spoil it. Also, Luthen's ship. I would love that to be an actual set too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I bet we'll get.
But yeah. Anyway, all right. Why don't we call the night? Call the chat. Thank you everybody for coming out. We will be back next week. Luxembourg has a mix of French, German language as well. Okay, interesting. So yeah, thanks for coming out. We will be back next week, same time, same place,
Same channel.
Yeah.
same channel. Thank
Thanks.
you. Thank you.
Same back channel, same.
Yeah.
Glad I could join this week.
Yep. Thanks for coming out, Jason. It was
Thank
awesome.
you, Jason.
Say thank you to Crystal as well for not being around.
We'll do.
But and
Oh,
Matt-
and it, I don't know if she's listening or if she
No,
she
she's
will
in the
listen,
middle
but,
of the woods somewhere.
but I want to say happy birthday to Sandy.
oh yes, Sandy Cowdice is celebrating her birthday today. That's probably why Dave isn't
Yeah.
here. Although Dave just likes making his own videos now instead of coming
Yeah.
on the chat because he doesn't feel he contributes, even though we love him.
Yeah.
But anyways, yes, happy birthday to Sandy. Tomorrow's my sister's birthday, so happy birthday, Yvonne.
But happy
Um,
birthday, Yvonne.
Happy birthday, Vaughn.
So yeah, we'll chat next week, and until then,